Hello everyone, myself Sachin Gaware from RBMB College, Shrampur. Today we continue our chapter probability distribution. Now in this lecture we start the exercise 7.1. Before starting the exercise 7.1, here in last lecture we see the definition of an random variable x, that is a function defined from and sample space of a random variable to a real number. Now we go to the first question. That is, in first question, let x represents the difference between the number of heads and the number of tails obtained when the coin tossed 6 times. When a coin tossed 6 times. Now consider a sample space for an experiment in which we toss the coin 6 times. Now, if we consider a coin toss 6 times, then the all possible outcomes are, suppose there exist 5 tails and 0 head. First outcome, in which there are 5 tails and 0 head. Now in second, there will be 5 tail and 1 head. Now similarly, we can get 4 tails and 2 head, 3 tail, 3 heads, so on 2 tail, 4 heads, or 1 tail, 5 head, or 0 tail, 6 heads. These are the all 6 outcomes. These are the all 6 different outcomes for a random experiment in which we toss the 6 coins. Now we have to define x, that is the difference between the number of heads and the number of tails. So we define here x is the difference between head and tail. Difference between head and tail. So by using this sample space, we can write the set of all possible values of x. See here, there are 6 tails and 0 heads. Remember one thing, we have to take the difference between head and tail. That is, we must subtract number of tails from number of heads. Now here, the number of heads are 0 and the number of tail are 6. So the first value of x is 0 minus 6. First value of x is 0 minus 6. Similarly, the second value is 1 minus 5. That is because here it is the 1 head and 5 tails. So it becomes 1 minus 5. Similarly, for the next outcome, it is 2 minus 4. Then 3 minus 3. Here it is 4 minus 2. Now for the fifth observation, it is 5 minus 1. It is 5 minus 1. And for the last one, it is the 6 minus 0. These are the all possible values of an x. That is, x is defined as the difference between head and tail. The difference between head and tail. Now if we take this subtraction, the required values of x become 0 minus 6, that is minus 6. 1 minus 5, that is minus 4, 2 minus 4, that is minus 2, 3 minus 3, that is 0, 4 minus 2, 2, 5 minus 1, 4, and 6 minus 0, 6. These are the all possible values that a random variable takes. What is the random variable x? Random variable x is defined as the difference between the head and tail in tossing 3 coins. Now in second example is an urn or a bag contains 5 red and 2 black balls. 2 balls are drawn at random. Let x denotes the number of black balls are drawn or black balls are selected. What are the possible values of x? It is the very simple question. Now if we define X as a number of black balls, then since we select two black balls or two balls, and in sample space there are only two black balls are available, so the number of black balls are maybe 0, that is the two selected balls are red. Second condition is, in two selected ball, one is red and one is black ball, that is the value of X becomes 1, or the selected both the balls are black balls, so the value of X is 2. That is, in this experiment, if we define the X as a number of black balls, the values of X are 0, 1 and 2. These are the second question. Now in third question, now see the question number third. In question number third, we have given some probability distributions and we have to verify which of from them are the PMF, that is probability mass function for a discrete random variable X or random variable X. Now we know that for any probability distribution, it is the PMF, probability mass function, if it satisfies the two conditions. First condition is every PI must be greater than or equals to 0. This is the first condition. And the second condition is summation Pi equals to 1 over I runs from 1 to n. We have to here verify these two conditions for each of the probability distribution. Now we are starting from first problem. Now in first problem we have given a probability distribution, that is X takes the value 0, 1 and 2. Now we verify here both the two conditions. Now for the first condition, check here each probability is a positive or greater than or equals to 0. So the first condition is verified. So here we write every Pi is greater than or equals to 0. First condition is verified. Now for second, let's consider summation of Pi. Take the sum of these probabilities. So it becomes 0.4 plus 0.4 plus 0.2. Now the sum becomes 1. The sum becomes 1. That is, here this probability distribution satisfies both the conditions. Which conditions? First is all probabilities are greater than or equals to 0, and second one is the sum of the all probabilities is 1, and therefore it is a PMF. Therefore it is a PMF, that is probability mass function. Now for the second example here, now here we have given the values of X, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the corresponding probabilities 0.1, 0.5, 0.2, minus 0.1 and 0.2. Now since probability of X equals to 3, for this X equals to 3, the probability is given minus 0.1. And this probability is less than 0. So it does not hold the first condition of a PMF. The first condition that the probability distribution is a PMF is we need each probability is greater than or equals to 0. Here the probability when X equals to 3 is given minus 0.1, and so it does not hold the first condition. So we can say that it is not a PMF. It is not a PMF for a random variable X. Now here in the third question, now the first condition, Now observe here each probability, that is probability when x equals to 0, probability when x equals to 1, probability when x equals to 2, all these probabilities are positive. So here we write every pi is greater than or equals to 0. Every pi is greater than or equals to 0. That is the first condition holds. Now we check whether the second condition is hold or not. For the second condition, take the summation of pi, that is sum of all probabilities. So here we take 0.1 plus 0.6 plus 0.3. Now 0.1 plus 0.6 plus 0.3 becomes 1. So both the conditions holds, and therefore here it is a PMF. It is a PMF, that is probability mass function for random variable x. It is the PMF for random variable x. Now in fourth problem, now here the random variable is given z. Random variable is given z. Now the values of z are -3, 3, 2, 1, 0 and -1. Remember one thing, that is the PMF. Any probability distribution is a PMF or not, it depends only on the values of its probabilities, not on values of that random variable. So here the value of random variable z is given -1. It does not affect it is a PMF or not. Only conditions on probabilities are given. So the first condition now observe here each probability is greater than or equals to 0. 0 is also allowed. So the first condition holds, that is here every pi is greater than or equals to 0. This is the first condition. Now here the random this probability distribution for the random variable z holds the first condition. Now we check whether the second condition holds or not. Now for the second condition, consider summation of pi. Take the sum of all probabilities. So that is 0.3 plus 0.2 plus 0.4 plus 0 plus 0.05. Now if we take this sum, this becomes 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 5, 95. So it becomes 0.95, which is not equals to 1. Which is not equals to 1. So the second condition is not holds. Second condition is not hold, and therefore we can write it is not a PMF. It is not a PMF for random variable z. Here the random variable is given to be denoted by z. Now in fifth problem, here the random variable is given to be y. Now the values of random variables are -1, 0 and 1. Now take the first condition. Now here observe that each probability is positive. Remember one thing again, the values of random variables are not important. The values of random variable may be negative or may be positive. We have to consider only the values of probability. Now here observe that every probability is greater than or equals to 0. 0.6, 0.1 and 0.9 are the positive probabilities. So the first condition holds, that is every pi is greater than or equals to 0. Now check whether second condition holds or not. Now for the second condition, take summation of pi, that is equals to 0.6 plus 0.1 plus 0.9, and it is equals to 1.6. It is equals to 1.6, which is not equals to 1. Which is not equals to 1. So again, the second condition is not hold by this. Second condition is not hold, and therefore we say that it is not a PMF. It is not a PMF of random variable or for random variable y, for random variable y. Now for the last question, last problem. Now here the values of random variable x are given to be 0, -1 and -2. 0, -1, -2, and the probabilities, corresponding probabilities are 0.3, 0.4 and 0.3. So observe first, that is every pi is greater than or equals to 0. That is the first condition holds. Now for the second condition, consider summation of pi. Consider summation of pi, that is equals to 0.3 plus 0.4 plus 0.3. So it becomes 1. That is summation of pi is 1. Therefore we say that both the conditions for the PMF are satisfied, and therefore we say that it is an PMF. It is a PMF for random variable x. It is the PMF for random variable x. Hence we solve here the question number 3, that is the given probability distribution is PMF or not. To solve such a problem, we consider only two cases. First case is every pi must be greater than or equals to 0. That is, each probability must be greater than or equals to 0. That is the non-negative. And second one is summation of pi, that is sum of all probabilities must be equals to 1. Here remember one thing, that is the values of a random variable are not important. The values of random variables may be positive or may be negative. It does not alter that the probability distribution is a PMF or not. Thank you. In next lecture we continue the exercise 7.1.